Hi there, it's Lisa from Imagination Crafts, and with the third demo I'm going to show you a really quick and easy little card to do using our gorgeous rice paper. Now we do lots of rice paper demos on Hochanda, and lots of people have been asking us, is there a demonstration that we can do on YouTube to show you how to use them? They're a great way of doing a really quick and easy paper. And you can see I'm holding up one of the rice papers here that's got the lovely Eiffel Tower with the Paris wording on it and loads of lovely little butterflies on there. And I'm going to show you how we can use a proportion of it, cutting it away and also using lots of the butterflies. The other item I'm going to be using is our decoupage glue, and this is our Magibond decoupage glue, and it's brilliant. It's so good to use with this. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to take a square of card. And this is the size that I've decided, which is 5 3/4 inches. I tend to work in inches. I'm going to turn the paper over because I actually find to position the card exactly where I want on the paper, it's actually better to work backwards. So I'm just going to pop it over, and I'm going to take some of our decoupage glue. Now I like to add some onto the card first of all, and then take a paintbrush and actually draw it across the card, just coating it with a good coating of the glue. You can always add a little bit more if need be. So I'm just using one of our wide paintbrushes, and these are really handy for using this with the decoupage glue. And then I'm going to take it, and I want to be just at the top of this word Paris. And because it's our rice mulberry paper and it's quite see-through, you're able to line it up at the back on top of the piece that you want to. And I'm just going to press that down nice and firmly and then turn it over. And what I tend to do is take a baby wipe and just rub it very slightly over just to hold it down. Don't rub it too hard because you don't want to make it too wet and you don't want to start to pull away from the paper. And you can see when you put the white through it, can you see how brighter that image pops at you? If I bring that up to the camera, it's very translucent paper. So if we want to use it on things like bottles, or like Sue did in one of her demos earlier, where she put it onto a spritz background, it goes translucent on the outside. But if you want it to pop more, you can stick it onto white card and it really comes up much brighter. Okay, so what you would do next is cut around this, and as I want to show you the whole thing, I've done one earlier. Now this card that I'm doing is one of Sue's famous cards, which is her wrap over tuck in acetate cards, and I absolutely love them. I think they're such a clever card because you're able to put it flat in the post, and I'm going to show you how to put it together. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of acetate, okay, and you can see the acetate there. Now it's the same depth as the card, so it's 5 3/4, and then what I've done is I've left an extra piece on the edge to make a little wrap around, and then also it's slightly longer than the card. You can see that there, it's just slightly longer because we want it to bow forwards so that we get that lovely arch over the top there. Okay, so I've put some double-sided tape. Now it's really important that you put double-sided tape on the background to anchor it down, but you also want to put a very thin amount on the front that's going to be covered by your border, and I'll explain this as we do it. So I'm going to take the backing off the other piece as well. Got a little bit just left on there, so I'm just going to use my pokey tool just to pick that up. Now I'm going to take my main image and I'm actually going to turn it over backwards because I find it's easier to apply the acetate to it. So I'm just going to pop it right into the corner nice and sharply, and I'm going to push that down on top of it. Then we're going to turn it over and also push it down on the front of it. So you can see at the moment we've just got a little acetate wrap over. Okay, but if I bring that to the camera, we've actually got a line of tape here that you can see. Now we want to get rid of that, so a clever little way that Sue does this is to create two borders to cover them up. One's going to be your stopper border and one's going to be one to cover up your tape on your card. Now these are actually done using punches, but you can use punches, dies, you could just cut a piece of ribbon and stick it onto card if you wanted to make a little anchor. Whatever you want really, just to cover up your workings. So I've got some tape on the back of this, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the tape off the back and I'm going to apply one to the top edge of the card on one side, and this is the side where I need to cover up my tape, and as you can see we now don't see any of that tape at all. It's totally covered up by that little piece, and it looks beautiful, doesn't it? It's a lovely decorative edge. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the other side, so we're going to lift our acetate up, we're going to take off the backing tape, and then we're going to apply one to the inside of the acetate on the opposite side. So just sticking that down. Now what we've actually done is we've created a little lip, so if you just lift your border piece up, and this is going to be your stopper. So you can see once our acetate goes behind, it can actually tuck in and create a lovely little curved aperture on it. That's beautiful, isn't it? Where it just wraps over on top. So I'm going to take my tape off the back. So I've put a little bit of tape just to stick it down on all sides. So again, it's a piece that goes over the acetate wrap and then all around the edges. And I've already matted and layered my card, and I'm going to pop that on top. Now I took a section out of that paper. We don't waste any of the paper here at Imagination Crafts. Any of our rice paper is very, very precious, and you'll see that we've got lots of beautiful little butterflies in this paper where we can add loads of lovely little embellishments onto our card. So what I've actually done is I've taken 3 of the butterflies. There's 4 here because I didn't want to waste this little one. You can see him there. I've not used him, but I'm saving him for another project. So you can see I've used the decoupage glue to put it onto a piece of card and stuck it down, and then I've cut out those little butterflies, and you can see they're beautiful, absolutely lovely. So what you can do then is add a bit of tape on the back or some glue on the back, and then you're going to pop those on top of your acetate. So let's bring in the main card. You can see that I've got that lovely acetate wrap. So if I turn it that way, you'll see there's like that lovely tunnel of acetate, and then I've stuck 3 little butterflies on top. How adorable is that card? How beautiful and how simple is that card? And to put it in the post, all you're going to do is pull the flap out, sit it flat, and there we go, we've got a completely flat card. How clever is that? Okay, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.